Going to talk about the 3-year-olds quick. We actually have less 3-year-olds than racehorses right now. I just noticed on my list really quick. Now, obviously, the racehorses span 4 to 10, and the 3-year-olds only 3, but I thought we had more than that. Anyway, I'm going to run through some of the horses right now. The 3-year-olds with you, what they're up to. Absolute Euphoria races tonight at 5:30. Excited to watch this filly race. She's been really, really nice for us for quite a while, and I can't wait to see her. Can't wait to see her race. A Sliver of Fashion is also in tonight. My last drive tonight. He has been a pretty good pickup for us. Now he's moving into deeper waters. We'll see how he can navigate those. Tonight will be a very telling race for that particular situation. Brace for Landing made a break the other day, but I just think it was the track. He drew the 7 or 8 hole this week. I'll probably let him go out of there a little bit. Just let him float along rather than double him up and getting him wound up. Just let him float forward, and I think that's what I'll do this week with him heading into what race? Wednesday afternoon's race. Carter Michael Dio is qualifying next week. I can officially say that. 2 qualifiers on tap for him. Dominic said, "Do you want to school him?" I said, "No, I just want to qualify, and then we'll assess and reassess after each qualifier and go from there with him." Obviously, we had missed those last stakes that I wanted to, but that little hurdle at the start where we tried to get him going a little bit earlier, but that bone just wasn't solidified enough, and he was showing some discomfort in it. Had to wait a little more time with him, swim him a little more. Weren't able to get to our training trips at the same time that we were planning to, and it just cost us a couple of weeks. And it's not like there was a slam dunk anyway. That was a lot to ask, right? Even more than the Spitfire situation. Spitfire was rectified, and then we moved forward with him, where Carter Michael Dio had a lingering issue that was not easily fixed. Spitfire's was, here's the problem, fixed. Carter's was, here's the problem, there's a lot that goes into that fix, but he is fixed now. Cash Deals will be heading to the sale in Ohio in a couple of weeks. Coupe Deville, man, she has been lights out the last... Do you know how much she's made since we almost sold her?
60?
No, 40-something. Since we almost sold her. She has been... Should have made 60. Was beat a nose that night that I thought I won. Yeah. Man, she has been so good. She's going to make such a nice broodmare, too. She was so tough at 2, and then we just couldn't tell how she'd come back, and has just come back unbelievably good. I just can't wait to see. That's a horse I would buy her foals. She is tougher than hell. Yeah, Globy too. Yeah. Cupid Express raced great the other day. So happy to see this filly come back good, man. I didn't know. What was that blue mare from last year? It was so. No, the other one that we had bought. She was just a razor sharp for 5 starts, and then was never good again. Remember, there was that break, and we brought her back, and she was just horrid. I hope you figured it out, because there's going to be somebody say, "Oh, it's blue." Anyway, doesn't matter. I was worried that Cupid Express had now run up into a tougher class, was getting a little tired, and I could see the tendencies as I'm like, oh, no. I've seen this movie before. But then went out and raced so good the other day. Again, when she wins this class, now she's in a tougher spot. She's a mare that will probably sell, a filly that will probably sell. You're going to see probably 7 or 8 horses just after Harrisburg that will be sold publicly online, and she's likely one of them. For no fault of her own, she's a sweetheart of a filly, but just has get up into a tough spot. 7th win. She could race in Dayton, up in that, I think, that claiming condition race. She could race in the Meadows, so we have options. But I think before we saturate all of the avenues, we're not the only people that can see. There's not a lot of places before we saturate them all, we'll likely ever up for sale. Cutie Cumber is heading to Harrisburg. Her last start will be next week, so she'll likely be raced in an aggressive fashion next Wednesday, I would suspect. Five Fish Species has been great again. I hope she gets to 100. I think she's at 80. Can you look her up? I think she's at 80 something.
Who?
Five Fish. You made 80,000 that filly. Five Fish Species. Gandalf the Black is in Monday. I think you're going to see a good race at a Gandalf the Black on Monday. He's down into the condition claiming ranks. Another horse that will likely end up leaving us after Harrisburg. Halakai the Third has got some room to move. She's in a series on Wednesday. 81?
Right?
Yeah, I think she'll get there. She has been so good since we got her. Just that first start, even where she was second, but the other day it was just a dynamite on the track. I like driving her. She's a nice filly too. Horn Player will be heading to Harrisburg also. next week. Nothing But a Dreamer. Here's the plan with Nothing But a Dreamer. I put this in a video from today. He'll race in the Harvest Series first elimination, and we'll likely sell him before the final. I know what he's worth. It's not that hard to figure out the worth of Nothing But a Dreamer in that 3 and 4 year old optional 50 claimer. As a 3-year-old, before the end of the year, he brings 75. As a 4-year-old, he brings 62. He trots 54. He can race in there and can beat that class. So there are lots of options with Nothing But a Dreamer. But again, we will test the open market with him heading into, well, I guess likely after Harrisburg, I believe. What do you race this week? The Harvest Series? Well, it's the Harvest Series. If there's one lag in a final, then it'll be after the series. He'll be up for sale. Smoking Hot Irish Girl raced good the other day. It bothered me. I was angry after the race, but I didn't really find myself angry at her because she'd never made a break there before. I didn't really find myself angry at myself. I didn't overdrive her and put her off stride. I mean, I chased her, but I've done that every start of her life. I think it was mostly the track with so many breakers. So I just said to Tim, maybe we'll add a drizzle of borium on the front of her toe if he thought that would help, and then we'll race her next Wednesday. No, Thursday, I believe. Stay Special is training now. I didn't know she was training. Dominic's been training her. Her knees are pretty good. She was a little pinchy after her last training trip. They just did some vet. Which one are you looking at? What are you looking at? Mm-hmm. She just did some vet work on Stay Special, said she was fine. Steel Cowboys out in the field. I'm going to leave him out until around Christmas. Bring him in when I bring the 2-year-olds in and start him back up. Swinging Senorita, very uncharacteristic break the other day. In fact, she's only made one other break in her life. And oddly enough, I think in almost the same spot here at Northfield.
I think she saw who she was in with.
No, she didn't. She's no joke. That filly's no joke. I come first over, second and 54 with her at the Meadows. 52 she doesn't want. But those other horses, she had no problem trotting with them. I can guarantee you that. Tactical Mounds, speak of the devil, was razor sharp the other night. I don't think she was 100% sound. Megan said she had interrupted her schedule, the way she was training her in New Jersey. Kentucky was a little bit different. She believes she'll have a razor sharp for her last start of the year, which is her next start.
When did you race this blue horse? Because I don't see it at all this year.
No, it would have been last summer into the fall. I had raced her in here.
How do I go back there?
Oh, here, let me see. Love God. Driver summary. Last year, 2020. You'll find her right here. July, that's this July. What the hell is this thing doing? I don't want to take up too much time doing this, but July, it's right here. World for 2 more than your race for
maybe I'll need to paint his pumpkin, so that should be fun.
Oh, it should look nice, yeah.
I got him a white pumpkin.
Tie one on that. Let's hand over Blue Tesla. Told you, it's right there.
Her.
Blue Tesla. Haha, it's actually good. Unique Style. We're probably going to race him. He's definitely going to be on the sell list. He's just a horse. I don't see him coming forward in a big way. Wallop, I think we still have avenues with Wallop, whether it's Dayton. He's going to race at Plainridge next week, and then either Dayton, the Meadows, and he could find his way over to Ontario also. We actually have 3 horses for that class. All Gas No Brakes fits that class. So does Nothing But a Dreamer if we had to, and Wallop.
So why would you want 3?
I'm not. We're going to sell Nothing But a Dreamer. All Gas No Brakes. We'll see how he races in the condition races he's in. And Wallop will likely head to Dayton first before he heads anywhere. Because All Gas No Brakes already has 10 wins. Wallop does not. So should be out of necessity, right? And then Warby Yuri will be back in another week. I keep forgetting about him. We got to bring him back in. And we'll bring What a Mission in also. Both those colts will race throughout the fall and winter until we move them. What a Mission, we'll move him at some point, but there's no real rush. He's got like 3 or 4 pari-mutuel lifetime wins. He can race right up to 10 also between the Meadows and Northfield Park, so I'm not worried about that. So those are your 3-year-olds. We'll talk about the 2-year-olds quickly, and then Amy and I are going to have a little discussion about the yearlings, what I've seen, what she's seen, maybe their tendencies in the barn, their gait. I got a lot of horses I like on this list right now, as I generally do. But I will be back in just a minute with that list.